Good morning, day one. We are ready to rock. Right now I'm at the central zone where over there they hand out the assignments. All the teams are walking and ready to go. It's a pretty spread out area. I hope you can see. There's lots of beautiful features over there. And there's going to be a high line and a casualty somewhere. And well, let's find out what we're going to get into. First exercise of the day is exercise number 3 actually, where I'm starting at like the back of the shin. It's a pretty, for me, it's the first time I'm seeing this. What they have to do, there's an accident with the dog. So they have to rescue the dog and its handler. They are coming from the top there. One guy rappels down with a harness for the handler and a harness for the dog. And they need to lift them back out again. Already seeing different ways of tying the handler onto the rope. The first team that went up did the dog on 2 figure of 8s at the end of the rope and the handler with clove hitches onto the harness, which is very adjustable. The team over here has the dog suspended on the rope as well. Both the handler and the rope are suspended in a double butterfly knot, with the handler being in a fuse as a backup and a descender. I couldn't see the descender. Also adjustable, of course. They are using a different setup again. The handler is in 2 figure of 8 knots to the harness, and the dog is on a single beaner straight into the very short connection. So he's really on the lap of the handler, which probably is the most comfortable for the dog, I think, because he's really close to his owner. And the team over there is doing a pretty cool setup as well. They have the dog higher, it's in the lap of the handler as well, and the rope tech or the rescue technician is actually acting as a deviation to keep some room for the handler above the rope, so it's easier for him to get away from the wall a little bit.
Be there to assist. Not allowed.
The full explanation of the dog rescue scenario is the team arrives here at the top. They get their explanation at the tent over there. Then there are no anchor points here anywhere, so they have to put in the pickets themselves and then start rigging from that lower a rescuer, get the dog out, get the handler out at the same time. Time starts when you start with the pickets, and the time ends when all your gear is sorted behind the working or staging area, working area. I've seen some different techniques so far. Fun exercise. And again, beautiful, beautiful area. It's amazing out here. Look, 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 look. Awesome. Challenge number 2 for the day is again a fun one. I like it so far. There's an injured climber at the top of the cliff, and he has his rope is broken and his right foot is broken, or right ankle, a broken ankle. So with the help of the injured climber, they need to replace the climbing rope. Then the rescuer needs to ascend to the victim, make sure everything is safe, and then they need to lift up, raise, or get a medical professional up there, and the medic will assess the climber, stabilize the foot, and then they need to bring everything down, of course. So let's see how the various teams perform this exercise. Little things to know is there is bolts at the back wall as well, so they can do various things. I already have an idea of what I would do, and I see it already. As you make a little bit of a diagonal tension line to lower everybody down so they don't touch the cliff, because they get points deducted if the injured climber puts weight on the broken foot. So you want them away and in free space as quick as possible. It's very hard for an organization to make everything as fair as possible, because on this part of the challenge there's a lot of room to move. On the other side over there it's a lot steeper angles and they have less room to move. So if you're here you have a little bit of an advantage. Broken ankle medic station done. I'm not sure if I got enough footage, but the challenge is today to get all 3 stations done. I have about an hour left to film the highline one, the control part. But just a little recap of the, well, I'll try not to break my neck here. Just a little recap of the broken ankle one. I saw a couple of variations. They had the climber pull up a rope. Some teams had them pull up double and made like a skate block for the first ascent, and then changed it over to a skate block or sort of a diagonal tension line system. Multiple versions. And so get the rope up, get the rescuer up, and after that, I think everybody did the same. You have the diagonal tension line and then lift, use it as a tramway to lift the medic up. Then they bandage the foot and bring the medic and the injured climber down. Mr. Fire Life! Nice one. Oh, Vincent, he is a cool dude. Nice little butterfly. Get them both down. And some teams had problems. I didn't really understand why they made it situation like this. Like anchor points that are really high above the ground, so you don't have any room to move. So every single one who had it down low at the bottom had more control, more room to move. Fun little exercise. I wouldn't have mind doing that myself. This is an epic challenge. There's really huge high line going all the way from somewhere over there, all the way over this canyon and finishing down there. I think everybody I saw did Norwegian reefs, no English reefs, because I think that takes too much rope. And some teams were really fast in setting it up. I haven't seen the downstairs part yet. I just saw the top part. Really cool exercise, and when I find out what the real challenge is and what the do's and don'ts are, I'll get back to you. So finish the highline scenario, very cool. Casualty in the canyon. They needed to bring the stretcher down. But one more thing. So casualties in the canyon, and for this scenario, this casualty was allowed to help to connect the ropes. So they throw them down on one side and throw them down on the other side. And then in the middle connect them together and then rig up whatever they want to rig up. Most teams went for a Norwegian reef kind of setup. Small little variances. I heard of 2 English reefs, but I did not see them myself. I saw Norwegian reefs with clutches in the bottom and maestros in the bottom, or the more classical Norwegian reef with all the controls on the control side, all the descent devices. A lot of options. What I noticed today is that a lot of multi-point anchors were done with creons or adjustable lanyards. So less teams seem to be opting for like BFK kind of scenarios over here, and just use the creons to. It's easy. You can adjust it. It's very good. Yeah, if you look at the footage, it was a beautiful exercise. I would have liked to be suspended in the middle of the ropes. The bouncing was. Looked very nice. So right now, back to the hotel and start the edit.